Did you already say, maybe I didn't hear you, why the soil is different here, the wood chips are
Yes.
different?
Now this material here is what's coming out of my chicken pen.
Oh, gotcha, that's right. Okay.
And we're going to go over there and you're going to see the most amazing soil manufacturing plant you've ever seen anywhere in the world. And it's deep and it's unlimited. And it's all being created from my yard waste for free by my chickens. It is powerful. We're going to come into the garden, it's all part of it too. It's amazing.
So how long after you put down the wood chips did you start planting? How long?
You can plant immediately, but you want to access the soil. You plant in the soil. The wood chip. Here's the beauty of everybody track with me because I want you to understand the science of wood chips. Wood chips are not a growing medium; they're a support to the soil.
Right.
Are you all aware of the value of compost tea? How all farmers now are paying big dollar for it.
Yeah.
Here's the amazing thing about these guys who are buying that stuff: how brain dead they are. See, when you buy compost tea and you water it in your garden, second or third watering, it's beyond the root system and it's gone. You got to do it again. When you lay a composting material on the ground here, like this, every time it rains, every time you water, you get a compost tea release 24/7, 365 days a year, unlimited, for free. And gravity does all the work for you. Gravity works. Everything goes down. It's such a simple, amazing, system. And you know what's so cool about the Creator? When do farmers fertilize? Come on. Spring. How stupid. Because they're planting in spring. And it takes time for that fertilizer to get to root level. You know when the Creator fertilizes? Every fall he puts a covering of needles and leaves over the whole planet. And then he sends rain and snow all winter to create compost tea to build the soil for next spring's growth. And he uses gravity to do all the work. Is that genius? I'm just telling you, man, when you start looking at nature and see how it works, you just stand in awe at the wisdom. Like, wow, what an amazing idea.
Are you a vegetarian?
If I go to people's house and they offer meat, I give thanks for it, but I don't buy it. And I do eat lamb on Passover, but I don't make a habit of eating meat because, can we talk about meat?
Yeah.
Let's just be real. Okay, honest. What is meat?
Dead.
It's a dead carcass.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. It's a dead carcass. So prior to eating the dead carcass, they hang it to rot it so it's more tender. So now you have a dead rotten carcass. So you cook this dead rotten carcass and you eat it. Prior to eating that meal, you weren't tired. You were wide awake, totally feeling good. After you eat that dead rotten carcass, you sit down and rest because you're exhausted. I gotta go sit down. You weren't tired before you ate. What's up with eating getting you tired? It's supposed to be rejuvenating, giving you energy, not taking it away from you, but it makes you tired. Well, here's why. All the blood in your body is going to try to break down and digest this dead rotten carcass, which is hard to do. And then when it comes out, it's black and stinks. I mean, be real. In our conversation, was there anything good here? I'm being honest. And can I tell you because I asked the Creator about meat, you know what he showed me? It was amazing. His essence is love. Someone whose essence is love would not kill an innocent animal to provide food for something else. That just doesn't line up with love. And he showed me the first time an animal was killed was when Adam sinned. And because the Bible says the shedding of blood is no remission of sin, so blood had to be shed. And then he took the skins to cover them, but it was never his intent. And if you read the last chapter when he comes back in the millennium for the next 1,000 years, the lion will lie down with the lamb. Even the predators in nature will not be eating meat for the next 1,000 years because it was never by design. Never.
So like after the flood, when he gives them permission to eat,
Because there was no plant life.
there's no plant, so
There was no plant life. But if you look at the genealogies prior to the flood, the average age was 933 years.
Right.
Average age. After the flood, it went down to 120.
121.
Connect the dots. Pay attention. I'm being real.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's all there. The owner's manual is pretty clear, and it tells you how life works and the consequences of making poor choices. I'm being real. We were never designed to eat dead food. And here's the insanity of your schooling. Let's talk about schooling. You see, in the Bible, in the very first chapter, I love God, he doesn't wait long to give you your diet because diet's kind of important. don't you think? Diet is important. So he gives you diet in the very first chapter. And God said, vegetables, fruits, and their seeds is what I've given to you for food. Okay? You were told in school there's 4 basic food groups. He says there's 2. And here's the insanity of the 4 basic food groups. They tell you get protein from meat. They tell you that. And you believe that. Are you hearing me? But if you look in nature, where's my friend from Norway? Okay. If you look in nature at those huge animals that are producing the protein, like buffalo and cows and horses, you look at the size of those muscles, the weight they can carry, the speed they can run. Where are they getting their protein?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Where they have the same structure we do. Heart, lungs, the whole anatomy, muscles, bones. Where are they getting their protein? Grass. Nothing but grass 24/7, 365 days a year, and no variation. Just grass. And they look far better than you do. I'm being honest. Look at their hair. Look how they shine.
He's looking right at you.
No. I'm saying I'm better than I do. Forgive me. I'm sorry. 'Cause I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be real. And then this whole insanity about getting calcium from milk.
Yeah. About that.
It's insanity. You know what you get from milk? You get congested and sick. Mucus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, you ever look at a cow's bone structure? The size of those bones, how strong they are? Where are they getting their calcium?
Grass.
Exclusively grass. Can I tell you what's happening in my home just to validate what I'm saying? Last year we had a drought here, a significant drought. It was very hot. And so my produce grew excessively abundant, like too much. And so I'm having to give it all to my chickens because we can't eat it. My wife is complaining because she can hardly crack the chicken shells, the egg shells. She says, Paul, I can hardly break these things. And I says, well, Carol, it's the calcium and all the greens they're getting. They're getting so much greens. So I'm not giving my chickens oyster shells. I don't give them grain. I just give them greens out of the garden year round. And their eggs are orange, stand up, and they can hardly crack the shell because the calcium content is so high. So I'm just trying to connect dots and be real and explain to you how this really works, and that all the stuff you were told in school are lies, put there by the special interest groups selling that garbage. If you gotta get milk to get calcium, you gotta buy that trash. If you need meat for protein, you gotta buy that trash. But in nature, no one's buying that trash, and they're doing quite well, eating grass.
What about carnivorous animals?
Did you hear what I said? That came after the fall, not by design, because at the end, the lion, carnivorous animal, will lie down with the lamb.
Oh, I see.
It was not by design. And my dogs are all vegans. My 2 dogs are vegans. And they're really beautiful, quite healthy.
And old.
And old. My point is that the carnivorous thing came after the fall. It was not by design. It was a default. And in Acts chapter 3 it says God's going to restore everything as it was in the beginning. And you see the next 1,000 years is going to be just like the beginning. And there won't be any animals eating, no one's going to be eating meat in the next 1,000 years. No one.
So I always associate my dog eating grass with him being sick.
Isn't that cool? When they're sick, they're eating grass.
Okay.
Because they know they need to get roughage in their system to get the garbage out, to clean house. If you pay attention to can I tell you about that? What you should have said? So I got sent to Vietnam to fight a war a country didn't want to win. I'm being real. They didn't want to win that war. And it was really hard when you're, 18 years old and you're getting shot at and you're killing people and you realize they don't want to win this. And they're giving us these sea rations. Sea rations are canned food. Meat and potatoes and grease in cans. That's what they're feeding us. And at 100 degree temperature, 100% humidity, you eat that kind of garbage, you get dysentery. That's the result. And when you're out in the field and there's no bathrooms, dysentery doesn't work well. And so I remember as a kid, like you remember, when my dog was sick, it ate grass. So I spent my whole time in Vietnam eating grass.
Really?
And I packed a 110-pound rucksack, an M60 machine gun, and I was totally well nurtured, had incredible energy on nothing but grass. I'm being real with you.
Wow.
And I had no dysentery.
So maybe a dumb question then, when it comes to like getting your dog off of dog food and feeding him like a vegetarian diet, feeding him stuff from the garden, is that, I mean...
Talk to me about dogs. Dogs do what you do. If I'm eating a carrot and I give it to her, because I'm eating it, she's going to eat it.
Okay.
They do what you do.
Okay.
They copy you. They'll eat it if you're eating it.
Okay.
They're very, very easy to train. It's not a big... And what gets my attention is to watch them, how they'll go over to the space where I have the richest grass, and they'll eat that. They know where the best is. They're not stupid.
Yeah.
And I got these pears. I got all kinds of pear trees out there. But I had this one called Clap's Favorite. It's not even ripe yet. My dog's picking off the tree. I says, Tova, eat the. This is my favorite. They know what's good, and they go for the best because they're instinctively connected. They, instinct is pretty powerful. Ever notice animals? They have a brain like we do, but they never let their brains override their instinct, ever. Where we have a choice. We can walk by our spirit, which is instinct, or by our brains.
Yeah.
And when you go here, you mess up.
Yeah,
If you stay here, you don't.
that's why I'm still buying dog food for my 100-pound dog then, huh?
Yeah. So just start, what I do, whatever I'm eating, I just make more for my dogs.
Okay.
They eat potatoes with me. Whatever I'm eating, they love eggs. I mean, it's just eggs is their favorite. Whatever I'm eating, they eat. So just make more for them.
Okay.
Can I give you? The Bible makes it. Again, the Bible misses nothing. It gives a demonstration or an example of how dogs eat. Remember, Jesus is on vacation. He took a break. He's in Syrophoenicia, and this woman comes up to him with a demon-possessed daughter. She says, "Jesus, I want you to heal my daughter." Jesus says, "Listen, I was sent to the lost tribe of Israel. This is not my place." And I love her response. You see, the Jews called the Samaritans, who were half-breeds, dogs. That's how they referred to them. And she made this comment: "The little dogs eat the crumbs that fall from the table."
Yeah.
Are you hearing me? And see, Jesus saw her faith and was so moved by it, he healed her daughter. But she's connecting life. The dogs eat from the table. That's how all dogs ate. Whatever's left over, they just ate from the table, because that's how it's always been. And feeding your dogs dog food is a very new thing, and it's not been good for the dogs. Dogs are as sick as we are because they eat the same garbage.